Carnarvon Gorge in the state centre is known for its significance as a sacred Aboriginal site. Fred Conway is an elder and custodian of the Bidgera people. He works as a ranger at the national park and is part of the Traditional Owners Management Group. The ABC's Julia Harris and Alice Roberts recently walked the gorge on a tour guided by Fred Conway, where he shared some of its secrets.
If I had a magical wand, I can zip myself back into the past of my ancestral people, because the surrounding of this beautiful place makes me want to disappear back in time. My name is Fred Conway. I am one of the custodian of this gorge area of the Bidgera people. Okay, I walk and talk this nature trail every day while I'm here in this gorge. I come and I sit and perch myself up here and I explain to my visitors about what's on this wall. I was born in Woorabinda on the 17th of August 1944. My education was very poor myself. As I left school, I then went to work on a place they call Folly Vale, which is part of Woorabinda community cattle property. Running away in 1957, unfortunately I got caught, being locked up back in the mission, and after that I decided to abscond again. Then I went to a place they call Mount Windsor Station outside of Winton, where I worked there for a number of years, and I wanted to see the country. So I started to do the countryside travelling by joining the boxing troop. Then there I got into a bit of a mischief, so then I ended up in Mount Penang Boys Home. And then after a year or so at Mount Penang Boys Home, I decided to go back home. I decided to come back onto country because my daughters had to grow up and find out, they would ask where their ancestral people come from. People was put from their territorial hunting ground into missions or communities. We weren't allowed to speak nor practice our culture. But I was lucky that I had a grandmother. We used to sneak out and go out hunting, and she learnt me these things. I've always said to people that my story was told by my grandmother, that this was a very, very sacred site to our people. One was about our women giving birth, as they say, birthing place. The second is about a burial ground. I do come up here and I explain to the people that my ancestral people never lived nor hunted or gathered in this gorge, but all those things were done on the outside of the gorge, all those activities were done out there. We all believe in two most significant things. One is the guardian angel, which we all have on our wall and always facing the main entrance, and also the rainbow serpent, which meaning in my language, Munda Gara. Munda Gara, that's our protector of a permanency of waters. We believe anyone or anybody facing that, we believe that the water will dry up altogether. My job, besides stopping people from graffitiing it, is to try and preserve it as long as possible for a future generation in time to come. And not only that, is to give the whole wider the Australian community out there how beautiful it is. It has been and still is, and how long it's been there. We, as Indigenous people of this country, the earth is our mother, because we wouldn't have a life without her. She goes through a lot of traumatic things, such as flooding, firing, but it revegetates our countryside. Where I'm pointing out here is the last lot of debris that came down in this last flooding we had. Now, while that is down here, it now becomes a home for some other little animals and so forth. It makes me a very proud black man to say, I am of this country. Welcome to the beautiful place that we call Carnarvon Gorge National Park. I'm here to explain and be so proud of explaining my ancestral significant meaning, what is in this gorge, to my visitors. Now you and your partner go off.
Right.
Whoop. No, then you and your partner go off.
Right.
Yeah, all varieties of native hibiscus, which they're all edible. Beautiful. Yeah, you may take notice, I got nothing on my back, no lunch, nothing. I have my little nibble on the way up and a nibble on the way back. From each and every one of you people as visitors into this gorge, making me a proud man. That little bit of knowledge that I have of my culture, I ain't gonna lose it. I ain't gonna lose it.
And you can see more of that story and extended interviews on the ABC Western Queensland website. Head to abc.net.au/westqld.